Welcome to We Live It, the Live Ag podcast, your source for livestock market insights, management strategies, and real conversations with those who don't just work in the cattle industry, they live it. Here are your hosts, deCordova and Casey Mabry.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen in social media world. We are back once again with the We Live It podcast with LiveAg and Blue Reef Marketing. Want to welcome everybody to Cattle Raisers Association Fort Worth, Texas at the Convention Center. Glad you all joined us. We welcome everybody that's here. What's your booth number? You don't know?
We're right here at about 1,500.
1,500 on the Blue Reef Marketing booth, and booth number 300 for the LiveAg. And we will have a live sale today, this afternoon, starting at 1:30 on RFD TV at booth 300. We have approximately 16,000 head of cattle to sell today. If you're wondering why I'm holding this mic, because it keeps trying to get close to me, Casey. I didn't get a beard trim this morning like I needed to. But we also got some other exciting things going on live-ag.com. We have four purebred sales going today. We have Ingram Angus, starts at 12 Central. I have W4 that's in Morgan, Texas, starts at 12:30 Central. We have Cardinal Charolais. It's at 1 Mountain Time in Hill Rose, Colorado. And then tonight we have a pig auction down there up there in Kansas, the Pinnacle Pig Sale. So tune into those on live-ag.com at the purebred deal on the purebred site. And it will take you right where you need to be. Also, want to touch base on some of our summer. We've released our summer schedule. We have four auctions for this summer.
I can't believe it's already talking about summertime already.
I'm telling you, it's come fast, isn't it? So the first one will be June 26th in Shipshewana, Indiana, which is the first time I've ever been to Indiana. So, but Eric
You've never been to Indiana before?
Never been there.
Make sure you say Shipshewana right.
Shipshewana, yeah. Eric and his crew up there at Shipshewana Auction have been gracious to host us in their hotels and their convention center. Been thankful for him. And then we're going to go on July 24th. We're going to Boise, Idaho. So that'll be a fun one for the Out West crew. Then we're going to go back a little bit east to Casper, Wyoming, April 14th. So also coming up on June 24th, we go to the elite guys out there in Alabama, to Montgomery, Alabama, to Cattlemen's Association headquarters there for Alabama Cattlemen's to have our June 24th grass time special. April 24th, my bad. April 24th, grass time special. There with elite groups, they're going to have several loads of those good yearlings coming off of ryegrass out that way. I think they're going to have 100 to 120 loads just themselves on that deal coming off their ryegrass to deliver into April, first part of May. So with all of that said, let's kind of get into kind of what we're doing here. We're gracious that Cattle Raisers has asked us to be here today and allowed us to be here and record live podcasts and have our auction here on site. And
it's a little distracting for you and I. I got ADD real bad, so like watching all the lights and sounds and people
walking
all the music.
by and music and Shania screaming at me, you know.
Yeah.
And where did you say you found a beard trimmer?
Yeah,
here
over
today?
there in that back right corner over there. There's there's a guy back there doing a little beard trim. So we'll swing him over there. Maybe we could do a live podcast. You getting your beard trimmed?
Hey, we ought to try that here in just a little while because this mic keeps coming to me.
No, there's a lot of cool booths here, and there's a lot of different things. I mean, so if you're going to come into the trade show today, I'm looking. There's this Crumb Art deal right there across the deal, and they've got some really neat art, so you can blame that on bringing your wife in here and letting her spend a little bit of money. There's some jewelry in the back corner. There's a guy with some drone stuff right across the way.
They're big crazy. That drone
There's
is?
one right there, and then there's another big drone back over in the other corner.
Holy smokes.
So I was hoping that we might be able to hook up like some type of a harness or something and then fly us around in that big drone they've got.
You think you can pick me up?
I doubt it. But will they be able to pick up Avery?
Yeah.
Or Katie. They'd be able to get Katie.
Yeah.
So what's been going on your way, man, here lately?
Oh, man, we had kind of finishing up show steer season. We had an awesome county fair last week. Peyton Modus, she won the steer show.
Yeah, I saw that.
They had dedicated that deal to my dad in memory of him, so that was pretty cool for her to win that buckle.
Pretty emotional too.
It was pretty emotional. So it was an awesome week. It was a tiring week. We started in Houston the week before, kind of got our teeth kicked in down there, and then we come back and we ended on a high note. So kind of got the barn cleaned out and got some steers waiting to come in it, but we just ain't let them in it yet.
Yeah, y'all haven't bought. Have y'all bought them yet?
We've got a few, but no, we haven't. We still need a few more, probably.
I feel like we've got dueling microphones.
I'm telling you, they're trying to see who can get closest. But
so, when do you get all your steers bought?
we'll have them bought within the next 30 days.
Yeah.
So, what about you?
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, with the Austin being done, that whole set of pigs our way is gone. Our county show is the first week of June. So we actually have an overlap, and so we've got animals that are coming in. And this is the time period where you're starting to accumulate animals for state fair. So our girls want to show at the state fair this year. So we'll have some stuff in the barn all summer long. So, yeah, it's been fun. I mean, personally, it's been busy. Professionally, these markets have been wild. So you guys have been busy yourself, too. So
yeah, the market's been pretty erratic.
Yeah,
so let's kind of touch base on that. What are we looking here? Kind of what is the feedback you're hearing in your part of the world and that side of the things? Kind of what are you seeing there and what's causing it? And let's talk a little bit about maybe the tariff deal and everybody's outlook's been different.
Yeah, I would tell you, Ty, that what we need to make sure of, and if you guys are listening out there, what you need to make sure of is there's a couple of things. One, there's all kinds of uncertainty going on. We've got a huge administration change. This is probably the biggest policy and really mindset of a country change that we've seen in quite some time. And so all of us would probably agree with a lot of the fundamental things that we're seeing our president do, as far as immigration goes, as far as, different spending policies go. But it's really going to throw a ripple across all markets. So I think we're getting, really, I'd say in gyrations around outside market factors. This needs to be a risk-off scenario for everybody. That doesn't mean when I say risk-off that we need to quit buying cattle or we need to quit functioning our businesses. What I'm telling you is don't keep gambling on cattle. So if you're buying cattle, protect them. Don't protect them with just, do it in a form that allows for the market volatility to be your friend, all right? So whether that's LRP, whether that's options, something there. This is the thing I've really tried to drive home with a lot of our guys, is all the uncertainty. Because let's think about it right here, all right? So right after the first of the year, Trump comes out and says, we're going to start tariffing people. So that was the first sign of a trade war. We have to remember back in 2020, whenever we were ending Trump's presidency and right before COVID, a lot of the uncertainty and really the thing that wrecked the grain market at that point was trade war with China. Right? So This is 4 years later, 5 years later, we're back in a trade war. Now it's not just a trade war with China, it's a trade war with the whole globe, right? We're creating an environment that creates a lot of uncertainty. And so what we need to make sure of is just because there's something that's going on in our cattle market, tight supplies, good demand, things like that, all of that could change very rapidly, right? Because what we're doing, in my mind, is we're really doing a lot to destroy demand from a global standpoint. There might be some things that we're doing from a supply standpoint, like limiting the amount of imports of beef that could come in from other countries like Australia, but we're doing some destruction to demand outside of our country. So we got to just make sure that all of those moving parts, that we don't try to jump in front of a train that's going somewhere, right? So allow for the market to move down, allow for the market to move up, remain protected, and keep yourself in business.
Yeah. Pretty good strategy, kind of like what we talked about with John a couple of weeks ago on all those. Just
Absolutely.
Have a plan, develop a plan, and stick with the plan.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of, especially with these swings we're seeing now, this thing could be.
Well, I was telling that to a customer of mine this morning. I mean, I've kind of gotten exhausted with the market, and my job is to not get exhausted with the market, right? I mean, so let's talk about even just this week. So Trump comes out. So we had a lot of uncertainty with what was going on last week. That weekend, or so the equity markets fall apart going into Friday. They had to digest that all weekend long. We open up Monday morning, and obviously the Chinese markets trade while we're sleeping. China comes in and increases the amount of tariffs that they're going to impose on the U.S. So that kind of sent our markets into a free fall on Monday, right? So we saw the Dow and the S&P down extremely hard, even 5, 6, 7% during those days. And then we saw the next day that dropped even lower on Tuesday. And then what was interesting about that is there was a leak. If you watch the market intraday like I do, I mean, sometimes if you're not watching it every day, then that's probably a better thing. But like the other day, like Tuesday, I think it was, the Dow was down, like, call it 2,000 points. All right. all of a sudden I look over at my screen. Live cattle were down $3. Feeder cattle were like down $5-6. The Dow was down 2,000. I look up in like 5 minutes, the Dow's back to even, going into the green. Live cattle are up $1. Feeder cattle up $2 to $3. Within the next 5 minutes, they're all back down $3 to $4 again. And what was going on is, if you go back and read the news, there was a fake news, quote unquote fake news, that came out that said, "Hey, they were gonna kick the tariffs down the road for 90 days, right?" So then that shot the market up. The White House comes out and goes, "No, that's fake news. That's not actually happening." Shot the market back down. And then what's he do like 2 days later? Kick the tariffs down the road. The market rallies, the biggest rally in the S&P and the Dow in history, 3,000 points.
Yeah.
China comes in and imposes more tariffs. The market's back down yesterday. So my point is I don't know if tariffs are bullish. I don't know if tariffs are bearish. I don't know if all these things are, what they'll do. What I don't know means is uncertainty.
Yeah.
What I don't know means is I wouldn't just get out there and start gambling on cattle. But again, like I said, we got to keep buying at cattle. We got to keep running our business.
You got to keep going. You got to keep going. And you talk to one set of people and it's doom and gloom. You talk to the next set of people and they're, remember the shortage, remember the numbers are down, and we're seeing that too. And this cash market's staying pretty stout.
Real stout.
Seen a buddy of mine sent a deal from I think it was Josh's sale barn yesterday in El Dorado. Some 6-weight spring. Bumping over $4, 402 or 3, weighing 604. I mean, so
yeah, and then the cash live cattle market,
the cash market is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's better than what the futures market is, and so I mean that's what we got to remember. And I haven't heard the comments of the futures market's broken lately, but when you hear that, that's whenever we're probably hitting the bottom from a futures market standpoint. So we got to remember that. We got to remember that we trade a cash market. We use a derivative to offset risk, but the also deal is we also use that derivative, the futures market, to really set prices for most of the part, right? Because that's what everybody's hedging against. But I think what we got to do is instead of saying over and over again, these markets are choppy, these markets are volatile, we got to just continue to try to embrace it in some way. And so having somebody that can help you, and this is not a sales pitch on Blue Reef at all. Find the person you're comfortable with. If that's not us, go find somebody else you're comfortable with. But use somebody that can advise them on what the products do, how to do it, how to offset risk, and be smart. That's it. At the end of the day, is let's just be smart.
Yeah, let's be smart so we can continue to do it year after year and after year. So, well, is kind of anything else we need to go over? I know what that means, but I didn't expect it right there, so it kind of confused me. But anything else we need to kind of talk about, go over? Anything you want to touch on before we wrap this thing up?
I don't
anything
think so.
Going on this week that you want to kind of share with folks that come by here and visit? And
no, I mean, just go in, stop by this deal. I mean, there's a lot of stuff at Cattle Raisers Convention, and I mean, honestly, get off the ranch, get out of the feed yard. Come in here and meet some of these people. I'm looking across there, and there's a lot of different bankers. You and I had John on here a couple of weeks ago. We've got, National Finance that's right here next to our booth.
Yeah.
There's been lots of lending discussions. There's been lots of different things out there for there's a lot of value in this place. So, I mean, if you're a Cattle Raisers member, I think you can come into this trade show free. Is that right? If you're a Cattle Raisers member, I think you can come into the trade show. It's relatively inexpensive.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all kinds of different technology, lots of different things that you can come in here. You can come in here and probably watch Ty get up here and sell some cattle here pretty quick.
Yeah.
Because I think, hey, this is another thing. Is that the first time we've ever had an auction at one of these?
I think it's the first time we've ever had an auction in the Cattle Raisers, Texas Cattle Raisers. I'm almost positive it's the first time we've ever had a live auction here with cattle.
Yeah, I think that's going to be slick. I mean, that you can come in here inside of one of these booths, 35 by 40 space, set up an auction block.
I wish it was that big.
Is it bigger than that?
10 by 40.
Oh, 10 by 40.
It's kind of tight, but we're going to make it work.
Yeah, it'll be like one of these auctions where they cram everybody in and it looks like there's a lot of activity. But there's come up here and just meet some people, and let your wife buy some art from that art guy over there.
There's lots of networking here.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of people to meet, lots of people to go around, pick their brain on educational stuff. Like you said, all the bankers are here. I mean, and all them guys that do the heavy financing are here. Then you got these guys that spray things with drones and just all kinds of different stuff to come here, learn about.
Hey, and then bring your kids here.
Yeah.
I mean, because we've got to, and this is going to sound like too long range and too cheesy, but we've got to embrace the next generation in this industry. We got to make sure that we continue to bring people into it and excite them about it. And then
you got yours with you.
Yeah, I got Avery
one of them.
over here.
Avery's here.
Yeah, she's over there. She looks like she's pretty bored right now.
I'm about to get her up here and give her see if she wants to give a speech.
Yeah, you want to, yeah. But yeah, bring your kids here. Come in here and get you some sorting paddles, and you can get all kinds of different things up here for sure.
Well, once again, thanks for joining us with the We Live It podcast. Don't forget to hit subscribe and like on all the platforms that you watch. We had a sponsor today for our live podcast today is AGAR Trucking. I'm going to kind of give them a little hit here. Moving livestock isn't just about getting animals from point A to point B. It's about doing it with care and passion that keeps investment safe. Since 1987, AGAR Transport has been in the name Ranchers Trust. Their experienced drivers understand that your livestock is your livelihood, and they treat each load accordingly. Whether you're moving herd bulls or truckloads of calves, AGAR is your go-to transporting. Their phone number is 208-452-5011. To get a quote today, just call them. So thanks, AGAR and guys and gals there that handle that deal. We use them quite a bit. We load them quite a bit. So
yeah, make sure you know who your trucker is, because that's the most important thing.
Very, very important to know, to trust your
one.
trucking. So, but thank you, Casey, for this. We have some pretty awesome guests that we're gonna record tomorrow and the next day, or tomorrow for sure, and air next week. So we kind of got some of the cattle raisers people going to join us, some of the presidents and past presidents and directors going to join us tomorrow to kind of go over things and get their outlook on things. So thank everybody, and once again, we live it, and God bless.